Welcome to RE Uncut. Our daily shows are powered by CoreLogic and supported by Printforce, Rockend and Realty.com.au.
Welcome back once again. Our guest this week is Michael Schigold, michaelschigold.com.au, and we're talking about the critical things you need to do right now to get your business attuned for where we're headed and what the conditions that we're in right now. Yesterday we talked about controlling the controllables, but just what are the conditions? What are they like? And how should you prepare? That's the topic for today. Getting ready with Michael Schigold. Back in just a moment.
In today's market, great ideas alone simply aren't enough, but innovative execution can hand you a real competitive advantage. Nightlight is a cutting-edge illuminated signboard by Printforce that offers round-the-clock visibility and features that maximise advertising space, improving your exposure. Buyers can now see the full picture, day or night, with Nightlight's edge-to-edge illuminated surface, which utilises environmentally friendly, scratch-resistant technology. Nightlight is as versatile as you need to be in today's market.
Good morning once again to Michael Schigold. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, Kevin. Great to be here with you.
Thank you, my friend. Okay, we're really working through the critical things to do in your business right now. And today's topic is about getting ready. How do you do that, Michael, if you're not really 100% sure about the conditions?
Yeah, Kevin, if we look at where we've rolled through from Monday, where we spoke about the team that plays the conditions best wins, or he or she that plays the conditions best wins. And then we actually added to that control the controllables, influence the influenceables. Look, don't forget the rest. Be aware of the rest of those things, but don't be overwhelmed by them. So that was the sort of scene that we set this week so far. In terms of today, it's actually getting ready for what I believe is going to be some serious activity. Now, that activity might be more listings, less buyers. It might be more buyers, less listings, which I think a lot of people are experiencing right now, but that's not consistent across the whole of the Australian New Zealand marketplace. So just a little PS on that one. So around that, the get ready is, and a great mate of mine, Sharon Srivatsa, out of Newport Beach in the US, he talks about there's a gelato store there, and it's probably his favorite gelato kind of store. We've been there and had some gelato or two, Kevin. And what was interesting that he talked about and shared with some of our clients recently that the gelato store is probably going to do 3,000 scoops a day or a week. Not really sure of the dynamics of a gelato store, but a number of scoops. The interesting thing is there's no pent-up gelato need. They'll never sell those 3,000 scoops again. They're gone. So, if someone comes in and buys, they're not going to buy, let me actually buy 10 scoops today because I want to catch up on what I didn't have in this time frame. Interestingly, thing about it is real estate is different than that. Real estate is a pent-up demand. And what's interesting is real estate agents or the profession do not control the flow of stock. They respond to the flow of stock that's there. So we've had a lower flow of stock in this particular time frame over the last few months, although some of our clients have done some exceptionally good business in this time frame. But what that means is, Kevin, is unlike gelato, where that will never come up, that's actually all pent-up demand. Will I sell? Won't I sell? By the way, they're saying overseas, one of the biggest growth in listings is relationship breakdowns and so on, because they're hanging out more together and they say, actually, I don't think you're the one I want to be with. Let's actually sell this property and move on. So just be aware that there is this pent-up demand of listings that haven't come through, that will come through, and you better be ready for it. So if you're not ready for it, you won't see the opportunities. By the way, those sellers are going to need a healthy dose of confidence. Why move now? Why actually advance that decision? And it starts with a couple of conversations, and we've spent a lot of time talking with our clients. The first kind are care calls, and the care calls is, how are you going? Do you need anything? Can I help you with anything? This is incredibly important. And I know any property managers or leaders are tuning in here. I'm sure you coach your team on doing care calls. How are you going? How are you navigating through this? Is there anything that I can help you with or you need? Then that typically moves to a value call. And a value call is, what value am I going to deliver to this particular client? And if I'm not delivering value in this conversation, So that might be, well, I'm reading this on my news feed, or I'm watching this on the news. So therefore my assumption is no properties are selling. My assumption is that no one's buying, and you guys aren't even in business. You're not even doing anything right now. So we've got to be the voice of reason that educates them in a way. And, you know, when we start to look at it from our marketing messaging, that's on social, which, by the way, if you're too boasting on social right now, it won't be perceived as well. Because, and, you know, Kevin, picking up on a point that you said yesterday, that, you know, I think it's great what's happened. It's great what happened for anyone who hasn't been directly impacted by this. So, you know, there's a lot of learning that can occur. But if you've had someone who has passed away, if you've had someone that has, you know, lost their job, or if you're a husband and wife that have lost their job, or on JobKeeper right now, and you don't know what's going to happen, and you're sitting in that particular queue, it isn't pretty. And by the way, there's going to be some great businesses in the communities that you guys serve that won't make it through this. It's not because they weren't a great business. It's just because they had not the dynamics, or not the community support to be able to get through this, or maybe, you know, out of their control. They just couldn't operate in this particular time frame and didn't have the cash reserves to be able to fund that particular mode. So I just want to, you know, make sure that's why that value call is so important, and the care calls are so important in that mode. But, you know, this is to get ready, Kevin. This is that mode of saying great things are about to happen in the real estate market. And by the way, real estate market from a sales point of view survives on transaction volume, okay? Not on sale price, on transaction volume. So therefore we need to be great at understanding there's some pent-up demand here. Are you ready for it? Have you got your pipeline sorted? Are you having quality conversations with them about why sell now? And by the way, if someone says, look, I'd prefer not to sell now, okay, let me just do a quick check on that. So if I had someone who's willing to pay what you're looking for right now, you would prefer me not to let you know about it, not to actually have the conversation around that. Yes, absolutely. Let's make this 2021. Fantastic, great. You've now got a pipeline listing for 2021. Now, don't forget about them. This is the issue that I see a lot of the time. Look after them and nurture them through that process, because something could easily change. And that change, you want to be ready to respond to that and serve that client. And for me, everyone who's tuning in, serving is selling, selling is serving. So I don't see the distinction between those two. And putting that into your strategy and being ready is so critically important.
A lot to think about there, Michael. Thank you so much. Over the next couple of days, we're going to look at the two parts, the two equations, the buyer and the seller. And tomorrow we'll come back with Michael and look about buyer engagement. Michael, thanks for your time. Talk to you tomorrow morning.
Thanks, Kevin. Looking forward to it.
The Daily RE Uncut Show is powered by CoreLogic and supported by Printforce, Rockend and Realty.com.au. Realty.com.au is where you will see all our shows. Real Estate Talk, The Property Show, Auction Update, and of course RE Uncut. We are the home of property.